Hey, to our world. Got a friend here from Paris, a good friend. We've been friends for 20 plus years, which is a long, long time. If you can remember back in I think we were teenagers then, right, François?
Yes, I think it was around 98. We met the first time in Lyon. Yes, it's a
I think
long
we were
time.
both 12 years old. That's what I was getting at because we're now only in our
Not
30s.
you so young, but I mean, you were young too. So,
Oh, yeah, okay, we'll go with that. So, yeah, I
yes.
was going to talk to you a little bit about what the COVID virus stuff is doing in Paris and what your outlook on this is and so forth. What's going on right now in Paris? You're a school administrator. I know that.
Yes. Now, the lockdown at home has started on Tuesday. People are not allowed to go out unless they go for some shopping nearby their house. They go to the pharmacy, they go to the doctor. But otherwise than that, they have to stay home. Really, just like it happened now 1 month ago in Italy, where the virus get very, very dangerous. Now it's coming very strong in Paris and all France.
So is the entire country locked down like this, or just in Paris, or?
No, the whole country, the whole country. I mean, people right now moved a lot. They try to go to their beach house and stuff like this. But now, even on the beach, you're not allowed to walk around. I mean, you really have to stay around your block if you need to walk around or make a jog, but you cannot go on the other side of the city to meet friends or whatsoever. You're supposed to stay home with your family.
So no restaurants open either.
All restaurants are closed, only the ones who are doing the takeaway, where you can get your food from, but otherwise, all restaurant, bars, everything is closed.
So how does that change your life, or how does that change the life of a Parisian?
So then I would say there are different ways. I mean, some people still some go to work because we need to have the country still running. So we still have, let's say, 50% of the people still go to work. So they go on bicycle. They can still get the public transportation, but there is almost nobody in the public transportation. You can use your car, but everything you do now in France, you have to get a state agreement. That means every morning when you leave your house, you have to print this paper and you have to sign it on the day. And if the police stop you, they can read it. If you don't have a reasonable reason to move around, then you will have a big ticket.
Right, right. So this is pretty much locked down. How long is this? How long? When did this start, by the way? When did all this start?
It started exactly last Tuesday, I mean, 2.5 days ago at noon.
And then what's the length of time they have this lockdown for?
The minimum will be 2 weeks, but we all know right now it will go further on, 3, 4, 5 weeks, because we have been following what's happening right now in Italy, and they are almost 1 month ahead of us in terms of getting the virus, having this huge pandemic. So we believe at least for 3, 4, 5 weeks, the lockdown could last.
So you think you'll be locked down in your house, but just be able to go to the grocery store for sure, but otherwise
Yeah,
locked down
exactly. I
in
mean,
your house.
I can go around my block for jogging or walking around, but the rule is you're not supposed to go further home than 2 kilometers away from your house, unless if it's for work or unless it is for help someone who is in jeopardy or has problem, like a parent.
Right, right. And you have no parents there.
No, right now, no, I've got my cousins who are around, but my whole family is around Limoges. So I call them today to know they are. Over there in the countryside, it's much easier to go out because you don't meet people around, in the countryside. But here in the big city like Paris, it will be easy to bump into someone or whatsoever. So it's serious now, very serious.
So what's the general consensus of the Parisians? Are they liking this rule or?
I mean, they know they have to go through that. They know. I mean, all the doctors, we don't speak about the politician because politicians are coming after the doctor's opinion, the expert, and everybody say, you need to stay home to stay healthy as much as we can. Because if you go out, that's the way the virus will spread out and we will raise the number of casualties. So everybody now understand that we have to go out at the minimum. So which was not the case already last week. You could see people around last Sunday in Paris. You could see people around the river Seine, on the banks, having good time whatsoever, but all together bumping into each other, and that was definitely not good.
Right, right, right. So that's not something we're trying to do. And I know here, I think in a couple of days, even my business will probably close for a couple of weeks. So when they
I mean, yes,
close General Motors, they close Ford, they close Chrysler, they close Jeep.
they did the same thing in France. I mean, even Renault or Peugeot closed their factories. The school have been locked down in the region where it started already 1 month ago, and now all the schools in France have been closed from last Monday. So we don't know when the school will start again. Schools, university, everything is closed.
So are you optimistic?
Oh yes, I'm optimistic because if you follow, I mean, right now, if we look around, I mean, we know that in China, the number of casualties is coming down. So we believe it was there the first time. So it's going to be stronger around Europe because I know around Italy, Spain, even France now, in Germany, it's hitting us very hardly. But I think the expert, the doctors, I mean, hospital, they are doing incredible things. Every day at 8 p.m. in France, everybody goes on the balcony in Paris or everywhere, and we clap our hands for 5 minutes to say thank you to the doctors, to the nurses, to everybody who tried to help us in the hospital.
Wow, wow, wow. So good. Good stuff. So any advice you can give to us Americans?
I would say, I mean, be careful. As we said, I mean, I work in a school. For the last 2 weeks, even before the lockdown, we have been told, wash your hands 10, 20 times a day. Use the gel from time to time. I mean, when you talk to someone, stay at least 1 or 2 meters away from that person because that's the worst way, that's the best way to communicate the virus. So stay away from people unless close people, but otherwise try not to go out. You don't need to go out anymore right now. You just stay in your family and, I mean, be careful with that.
So anyhow, Francois, we're going to let you go. I know it's nighttime now. It's almost time for bed, right?
Yes, I mean, not 8 p.m., but I mean, close to that. I mean, I will go in 1 or 2 hours. Yes.
Okay, so we're not quite at, I know you go to bed early, but you get up early, right?
Kind of. Right now, when you don't have too many things to do, you try to sleep. You don't put your alarm clock on and you wake up easy in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a little bit of a good thing, getting your energies back, right?
Yes, I mean, we need it.
Anyhow, good talking to you, dude. Thank you so much. And thanks for the friendship for all those years.
Thank you, Kurt, and be safe.
We're going to work on that. Thanks again.
Bye.